If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about giving up. My name's Finn, I'm currently 20 years old, and I'm scaling a business from $0 to $1 million in 1 year. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because one of those days today where I'm genuinely considering about giving up, but that is not an option, okay? Giving up is never an option because that is the only way you can guarantee that you fail and you're never going to succeed in life. Giving up is the only thing that you do if you die. Like, that is the only option for giving up. You're allowed to pivot, but you're not allowed to give up. And what do I mean by pivoting? Pivoting is when you are on your path and you can see the direction you're heading in isn't the right direction. You're not giving up, you're changing the direction in which you're moving in. Now, why am I making this video right now? Because I am having problem after problem after problem after problem. Having problems with marketing, having problems with sales, having problems with fulfillment, having problems with customers, having problems with everything you can imagine. And the thing is when you start thinking about you're going to give up and you're going to start putting in the towel, just remind yourself and remember how grateful you are to be in the position you are right now. Because the person you were 6 to 12 months ago would probably have never even have guessed you would come this far. I'm a living testament of that. 12 months ago, I moved out of home. I was 19 at the time, and I thought, I'm going to get out of home and I'm going to really lock in and make things happen. Now, the thing was, when I moved out of home, I didn't even know if I could sustain a life on my own. I had some money, but I didn't know if I could sustain my monthly expenses if I was able to look after myself in the sense where I moved country. So I was in Australia and I thought I'm going to move to Bali for 12 months. And I only knew a few people and I didn't actually know if I was going to be okay, because there was this big fear of failure, number one, because the failure of leaving home and then coming back home after you've tried to chase your dreams and then you fail. And number two, then moving to this new place and then failing around a new set of people, failing to fit in, find new people to hang out with, find friends. But honestly, that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, because I now am in the position where I'm in now because of those decisions I made 12 months ago. And if I knew that I'd be in this 3-bedroom, 3-story, massive-ass villa, I'll just give you this is the living room, all right? If I knew I'd be in this 12 months ago, I never would have believed that. And it's just not even that much of an accomplishment, but being 20 years old, living in a 3-bedroom villa, all sustained by yourself, not that anyone's given this to you, you've earned it, is a crazy thing. And if I knew I'd done multiple 6 figures in business this time, I would never have believed that. And if I had set the goal to scale to 7 figures, to make $1 million this year, I didn't even think that'd be possible, but now I can see it is possible. So as you progress and as you learn to evolve and take your time and really start to see actions turn into results, remember those. Program your mind to remember the successes that you've previously had, because when times get tough and you start thinking about giving up, that's when you start to think, oh, I'm a failure, or I lost a client, or I lost money, or something happened externally to me. But that's a system and a program you need to delete from your operating system of your mind, because it is only when you start to remember your successes and you start to see yourself as a success, that is when you start to live and breathe persistence, unwavering confidence and success. And that's when you start to stack win after win after win after win, because it is your choice if you see the world around you as good or bad or neutral. It is your choice. And I personally like to see the world around me as good, positive, and I personally like to see myself as someone who constantly wins. And I encourage you to sit down, write down all the past experiences that you've had. Think about all the times, close your eyes and think about all the times that you have had a victory, that you have been successful, that you have had someone even compliment you on something. Think of the times that you've felt proud and you've been someone in a group of people that has been outstanding, that you have won the game or you have won whatever game you're playing. Because when you start to replay those tapes in your head, you start to really identify as a winner and someone that is persistent and doesn't give up. And tying all of that back together into not giving up, the reason why people give up is because they believe that they are not capable of succeeding. Why would you, let me give you an example. If I was to give you a golden ticket, and that golden ticket was to guarantee you make $1 million in the next 7 days, you wouldn't give that ticket up, would you? If I could say, if you knew you were getting $1 million in 7 days. But if I gave you a ticket and then I said it's going to take 7 days, but you have no guarantee if it's going to come to fruition, and then someone comes to you and they say, "Hey, bro, I had one of those gold tickets too. It's actually a scam. Don't waste your time. Just go about your day." And then you give up that ticket. The reason you gave up that ticket is because you had someone telling you that you were going down a path of failure, and the path you were heading down was not going to deliver the results that you expected. So I'm going to bring it back. You're only giving up because you do not see yourself succeeding. But if you see yourself in the past succeeding, then you have proof and evidence that you're going to succeed in the future. And I want to preface this. People will support you and people will not support you. It doesn't matter. What matters is you support yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror every morning and you're proud of where you are now. And if you're going down a spiral of negativity, so let's say your car broke down and then you didn't make it to the important job interview, you didn't get the job interview, and then your mum got hit by a car, and then your dog got a tumour, and all of that happens in a span of 7 days. That is the universe and the world putting a bunch of blocks and barriers in front of you to test you, to see if you're capable of the thing that it's about to positively impact you. Because in life, it's up and down, and the severity of how big you go and how low you fall is all a scale. It is almost equal in the way it operates, because life is like a swinging pendulum of inertia. If you swing 100 meters this way, then you're going to swing 100 meters this way. And it is a constant test. And bring it back to spiraling. If you have a bunch of negative things occur to you and you're thinking about giving up, you're going to think, you're going to have this confirmation bias that things fail, and you're going to feel okay with giving up. You're going to feel okay with not being a success. But the truth is, you need to support yourself. You need to wake up and look yourself in the mirror and think, I am making progress, I'm moving forward, I'm living, breathing proof of that. And you end up building a truth around your mind that maybe it's false, but you end up building a truth around your mind that you're able to use in times of tough and difficult operations and challenges. So stack your wins and remember to really motivate and push through the difficult times, because the test is you just need to make it through. You just need to make it through the hard times for the good times to get better. This has been very, very important for me, literally the past 6 to 12 months. It has been one of the biggest challenges I've faced. And I'll give you an example. So this last month, okay, I could pull it up on my phone. I will. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Okay. This is our CRM software. Okay. And as you can see, all the dots on this, so there's like a calendar. This is the month of January. I don't know if you can see. All the dots are basically days we've had sales calls. And the business is basically helping other brands, so e-commerce brands, and basically e-commerce brands are brands that sell, let's say, like drink bottles or sell pens, helping those brands scale to 100K months, pretty much. And what those sales calls are bookings where we've had, we've had founders of those brands book in to speak with us and see if we're a right fit for them. Now, every single one of those sales calls has been an L, okay? When I say L, I mean they have not wanted to go through with the process and start. Basically, no sale, no money into the business. Now, another problem is 7 dots, and there was probably about 10 sales calls. So 10 sales calls, literally 0 closed. But that's okay, because it just wasn't the right fit. But it doesn't mean I'm going to give up. Now, if I was to tell you that even getting those sales calls is an accomplishment, then that is already a victory I'm telling myself, because you have to be looking at the good things even when things are bad. And what do I mean by this? So, yes, we're getting booked calls. That's fantastic. That means you're one step closer to the result you desire. And so a lot of people, especially in the beginning, they see a lot of problems that are currently facing with them, and they give up at that specific problem. And then if you're an entrepreneur, if you're not, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. If you're just trying to be successful at something, let's say music, or I'm going to use business as the example because I understand it quite well. If you're trying to be successful at a specific type of business, and you go through the stages, so you create your website, you create your logo, you create an Instagram account, you create whatever else it may be that you may need, like your basic like templates of how the processes you're going to follow. Then when it gets to the actual, and even your marketing, right? So you create your marketing material, you start posting ads, you go through all of those processes, and then when it gets to the sales calls, and actually you're not able to have a conversation with somebody and convince them to give you money, that's the point at which you're not very good at yet. So you create this business, and you get to the sales process, you're like, and then you have let's say 100 sales calls, or 10 sales calls. You weren't able to close any of them, so oh shit, this business model doesn't work, so let me try this. And then you change your business model, and go through all the process, all the steps that you were good at again, but then you get to the sales process again, and you're like, oh shit, my sales process doesn't work, so then you change business model. This business model doesn't work, so you change business model because you couldn't access the sales process. Now, that is a trap that a lot of people fall into, and that actually might be the reason why you want to give up right now, because you're at a point in your journey that you're not very good at, but you're unaware you're not very good at it, because you're good at all the steps prior, but you're not good at this one step that's limiting you from getting to the next step. And that's when a lot of people quit, and that's when I quit usually, because when I would get to the point of marketing, so I could get everything else done, but when it actually come to marketing, especially my old e-com business, that was what I stopped at. And that's why I went through 4 drop shipping stores until I finally 2 years later came back to it, and I did digital drop shipping, and I was able to break through and made my first 10K month, and that went up to being a 6-figure business. So I really encourage you to just persist through and follow through the hard times. Now, the final thing is, if you're thinking about quitting, then quit, because it makes it easier for me to win. It makes it easier for other people watching this to win, because the more people that quit, the easier it is for the people that don't quit to win. So I encourage you to quit, because it means there's more for us to win. And if you do not want to quit, then just allow time, and consistently show up every single day. And I promise you, you'll do things that you would never have thought were even possible. And you'll look back at your time and your journey and think, holy shit, how far have I come? I didn't ever think I would be in this position that I am right now. So I hope this video was valuable. If it wasn't, cool. If it was, even better. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.